Good evening once again, and welcome to a sunny evening orchid walk. After last night's absolute deluge at Mary's Meadows, we are at Swaddywell Pit, and I did say I'd be coming out Thursday evening, but I saw the forecast for Wednesday evening, which is right now, and it was so good, and it was sunny and it was dry, no risk of rain, and I thought I've got to change my plans and get out tonight, so I've done that. I couldn't resist it. It will not rain tonight, I absolutely guarantee you that. So yeah, Swaddywell Pit, Peterborough's most cosmopolitan orchid site, and the plan tonight is just to see what's here. If I have a little penciled in target, I want to find at least 5 different species, but that could be optimistic because 1 or 2 of those are suffering up and down the country from the drought, so we may do well to exceed last season's 5 at this time, but we're going to give it a go. We'll see what's here. You never know what to expect at Swaddywell. Usually get the odd fresh bee orchid up here on the upper field around about now. We did last year, but I wasn't expecting it tonight. Bee orchids are having a rough time all over the country, or certainly down in the south and in the Midlands. People are reporting no bee orchids, or hardly any bee orchids. So, and we're early anyway, so I wasn't expecting any miracles tonight, but I was just hoping there might just be one solitary bee orchid in the usual patch, and there isn't. Right, not a good start. Let's get on to something. I'm expecting to at least see common spotteds tonight. I can see some common spotted, so we're not going to blanket. At least there's going to be something here. You can always count on a common spotted. Well, at least we've got one in the bag. Common spotted orchid. You can always rely on 1 or 2 of these at Swaddywell, and hopefully a lot more. Swaddywell common spotties tend to be quite bland, but this one's sort of bucking that trend. It's quite brightly marked. Good to see. That's cute. It's going to be a big boy when he grows up. I don't know if you can pick that up in the distance, but there's some nice colour over there just coming in from the left. That's the usual patch actually, which is always good for common spotteds, even though this has been sort of flattened a bit since last season. It used to be a bit bushier than this, but who cares? It seems the common spotteds like their new terrain. Let's go and have a look. As usual, they're all purple down here. That's okay. Still only just opening. That's going to be quite a big one once it's matured. And nicely marked as well. And that'll be a nice group as well when they've grown up a bit, as it were. Right, coming up to the patch where in the past we've had early marsh, we've had southern marsh, so keep everything crossed that you've got, because we're going to need those too. What's that over there? Not the strongest or the healthiest of orchids, but that is an early marsh orchid, and I'm delighted to see that. I hope we'll find some more, but if I only find one, deep down that was possibly one I didn't think we'd find today. But that's great news. Dactylorhiza incarnata, variety incarnata. Lovely. I think that could be another one. Looks a better one as well. That's nice. That's a healthier looking plant. Another early marsh orchid. And another one. An even bigger one. I think the best season we had was about 2 or 3 years back when there was about 40 to 50 of these. We won't be seeing that many today, but it's good to see a small grouping of them anyway. Something lofty down there. I think it's a common spotted. Common spotted. A nice little pairing. Not quite big pairing compared with the others, in fairness. I'm quite liking the look of that lofty orchid down there. The colour of it, the palette is distinctly Southern Marsh orchid palette, unless I've got this horribly wrong. Please be a Southern Marsh orchid. I don't think it is. Let's have a look. Well, it's not a Southern Marsh orchid. On the face of it, it's a common spotted orchid. I'm trying to convince myself it could be a cross with Southern Marsh. The palette certainly supports that. The stem is reasonably hollow, which would lean it towards a Southern Marsh. So it could be a hybrid, but I'm not convinced. So it's either a common spotted orchid or a Grandice hybrid. Common spotted cross Southern Marsh. I'm not sure. Nice though. Nice family group of common spotteds. Keep finding these cute little early marsh orchids. There's actually I've seen about 20 so far. That is a lot more, if not 20 more than I thought we might see. So drought or no drought, they've come through well, and I don't think there's anywhere near this number of early marsh here last year, unless I missed them all. So that's quite encouraging to see. I just want to find a Southern Marsh as well. There's usually one at least, and I haven't found one. Keep looking. I think that's the best one yet. They keep showing up. We're up near 30 now, I think. Early marsh orchid. Oh, my detector's gone off again. That's another rich purple. Turned out to be a common spotted last time, but this looks good. Come on, be a Southern Marsh. I'm sure that's a Southern Marsh. Let's get down and have a look. That is a Southern Marsh orchid. Undoubtedly, we've got one. That's number 3. Excellent stuff. Really pleased. It's going to be quite a nice healthy one. I would have thought it'd be further advanced than this, but it's running late, I think, for Southern Marsh. Maybe not, I don't really know. Now, is that a common spotted? Because on the face of it's a common spotted. Is it a common spotted cross early marsh orchid? Because I've never seen one of those here. And yeah, some of those loop markings, particularly the one on the right, yeah, is possible. Possible, maybe, probably not. I'll have a look when I get home, but there's a possibility there. Right, that's the upper field done, and well, the most we could have seen up here really was 4. If we'd have got a sneaky early bee orchid, that would have maxed it out up here. So to get 3 common spotted early marsh and southern marsh, that's really good. I'm really pleased. So aiming for a goal of 5, and we've got 3 in the bag already. So we're going to head down to the bottom field now, see if we can find the other 2, or at least the other 2. Go and have a quick look around the old bee patch, but I think it's very much the old bee patch now. I'm not expecting it to kick back into life. I think it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was at its peak with a lot of bee orchids, and they kind of died out. There were none here last year, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm not expecting any this year either. No, I'm no expert on orchids before they flower, but I think that's a bee orchid about to emerge. Yeah, I'll take a guess that is a bee orchid. Well, that's good news, because I didn't see any down here last year. I think there's going to be at least one, unless some 4-legged critter nips it off, which tends to happen down here. But I'm pretty certain that's a bee orchid. Could be wrong. This was the patch where 3 years ago there must have been 20 to 30 bee orchids in a sort of 6-foot square, including about 3 or more Belgarum variations, which were fantastic. And they dropped in numbers dramatically this season after, and then last season there were none. Absolutely none, and there's none this year. There's not even any rosettes. So it had its day, but that's typical bee orchids. They come in, they make a show, then they say, I don't actually like it here, and they clear off. It's just so typical of bee orchids. Okay, I think we can strike out bee orchids as being in any way contributing to our haul this evening, so I'm going to move on to what I hope will be man orchids. They won't let us down. Man orchid seems to be a pretty reliable colony here at Swaddywell. I know I shouldn't say that, but they've been here for a few years now on this site. It's a big one, and still plenty of flowers to come on that as well. Good numbers, as you can see. Always good numbers over the fence here, giving them some protection from whatever. There's a lot down here, and there's a real clonker at the back. I don't know if I can get him. Bear with me. There he goes. That's a big one. There's about 20 just over the fence alone, probably another 20 this side that I can see. So there's at least 40 here, and I suspect more. Good to see this one and a couple of his pals, because they're about 20 foot away from the main colony, which might suggest they're starting to spread along the fence line, which is good. Good to see. Mighty strange things. Just coming across to where the man orchids started here, as far as I'm concerned anyway. In the early days of coming to Swaddywell many years ago, they grew up on that bank, and it used to be a neck and leg breaking experience to try and get up there to see them. But last time I went up there was a couple of years ago and I couldn't find one. I have had people say they're still up there. I don't know as they are. Right, we have 4, we need a 5th. I always check out down here because there's always the odd orchid down here. Odd in every sense of the word. And I don't care what it looks like, we just need a 5th to hit the goal. There you go, a pair of common Twayblades. And I think these were, I think it's 2 years ago, they had 1 here or 2 here, probably these 2 presumably. And they were the first to be seen at Swaddywell. Another new species to be added to the site. I wasn't sure last year whether they were still going. I could see the leaves, but there seemed to be no spikes on it, but they are looking good in 2025. Good to see. And that is species number 5. We've hit our target. Happy with that. Usually a few common spotted down here. I've not seen them so far, so not sure if I've just not got there yet. I usually catch them too early, but you never know. Yeah, there's a few here. Only just out. Lots of tiddlers. Nothing special. What a fantastic evening. I mean, when you compare with last night, it's amazing how it can go from torrential monsoon to a beautiful summer's evening like this. Really good. And we got the 5 that I wanted. I'd love to have got a bee orchid and made it 6, but we got 5 in total, and that was my goal for tonight, so I'm quite happy with that. I was trying to think on the way up, what were the others? I've always said there's 10 orchids you can catch here at various times in the year. And we got today's 5, common spotted, early marsh, southern marsh, and then common Twayblade and man orchid. What else have we got here? We've got pyramidal orchid, 6, autumn ladies tresses, 7, bee orchid obviously 8, early purple orchid. I've not seen an early purple orchid here, but I've seen a photograph of one here down by where the common Twayblades are. It was about 4 years ago, but it was here, and it definitely was an early purple orchid. And I've got to count the one season wonder, the lizard orchid, 10. And it was a lizard orchid because I saw it. I even photographed it. So that's 10. I should probably wake up in the middle of the night and scream, "You've missed one," as 11. But I think that's the 10, and that's pretty cosmopolitan. That's more than you'll get in sort of several of the sites in Peterborough added together. So a fantastic site, and as I say, it's a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for joining me and travelling around this evening. Best thing to do, nothing on TV, get out and chase orchids. And where are we going next? Where am I going next? Oh, I don't know. It won't be this week, it'll be next week. There are loads piling up now. we're going to be chasing butterfly orchids for one. I'm going to try a new site out, I think, next week. And then we've got all the dactylorhiza madness at Wansford, at Souththorpe Meadow. I can't remember, but there's several brilliant local sites to visit, and they're all piling up now for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So wherever we go, I hope you'll join me next week.